What's up, people? Welcome back to Snug Wrestling. Taylor from Jaded Wrasslin is back again. So you know what that means. We're going to be talking about AEW's Forbidden Door, people. What's going on, Taylor? How you doing, bro?
Hey, what's up, bro? You know what it is. If you need to talk about AEW, you got your boy in house. That's how I love it. I love it.
Yeah, got to have the best of the best. One of the biggest AEW fans I know is Taylor from Jaded Wrasslin TV. So it's always a good time because me, not so much. I'm not the biggest AEW. I do enjoy AEW, but not as much as Taylor.
You're just a cup of haters, bro. This is a cup of haters. It's all right.
So we saw Forbidden Door, and it was 5 fucking hours long. Taylor, why do we need to have this much wrestling in one day? Why, Taylor?
Well, hey, listen, man. All right, I'm cool with them shortening it a little bit. All right, like, listen, I watched a lot of wrestling, probably way too much wrestling, to be honest. But I mean, listen, 10 matches is way too many, let's be real. But if the 10 matches are all 10 matches that I enjoy, then I'm not so mad about it. Like, I really don't have a bunch of matches where I'm like, take this motherfucker off the card. Like, the shit on the pre show should have probably been on the pre show. And, like, all the 10 matches were not necessary. Like, it felt like most of the matches pushed a storyline forward, and most of the matches were necessary to be there, in my opinion. So, I mean, yeah, I'd love it to be 7 matches, 8 matches. Ten's a lot, but I'm not mad about it, like by any means. And I think we got a lot of really cool shit about it. And I think every match gives you something that you're looking for. Like the thing with AEW is the reason that people say they don't miss on pay-per-views is because they give you everything. Like they give you a little bit of this, a little bit of that, a little bit of this. It's like a Chinese buffet. Like when you go to the Chinese buffet, lots of people like the chicken wings. Some people like the chicken and broccoli. Some people like the General Tso's chicken. Some people like beef and broccoli. Everybody likes different shit. Some people like crab rangoon. Some people want a salad. Some people want ice cream. AEW has a habit of giving you all kinds of different shit. Like on this pay per view, you got two very different women's matches. You got a technical spectacular with Nigel McGuinness. You got a really bloody end match. You got a great wrestling match between MJF and Hangman. Like everything on this card was very different. Like there was not a lot of shit that's like you're not seeing reruns over and over again of the same match. And that's one of the great magical things about AEW is they gave you so much shit to fucking ingest. And if you buy a pay-per-view, which full disclosure, I'm a total thief, and I if you watch my TikToks, you know that I am stealing in the year 2025 and 26. I will no longer be purchasing any pay-per-views. Not AEW, not WWE, not TNA. Nobody's getting my money because WWE has ruined it for fucking everybody. So, you want to charge $30 for a fucking month? Here's what I'm going to do. Everybody's getting robbed. That's how it works. Everybody's getting robbed. So this started the robbing pay-per-views. So I robbed the fuck out of this. I did not pay $50. But if you pay $50, you have 2 days to go back and check out shit that you missed if you don't want to watch it all in one day, which is the magic of having a fucking $50 pay-per-view is the last pay-per-view before this I bought and I was able to go back and rewatch the shit again just so I could make sure that I paid attention to all of it because there was obviously some shit whenever Bobby Lashley's on the screen I just tune out. So it's always nice to be able to double back and watch Bobby Lashley's matches a second time because he's a boring sack of garbage.
Dude, so you're telling me, because I paid for this fucking pay per view, right? You're telling me I only have 2 days to watch it? If I paid $50, I better be able to watch it whenever the fuck I feel like for the rest of my fucking life.
Well, I am excited for the potential that maybe we get live on Max eventually. Like that'll be the day, when things are great and everything is right within the world, when he decides that Max is good enough to carry the pay-per-views with a generous subscription fee. Because I'd pay $20 a month for Max if it meant that I got the AEW pay-per-views. That would be totally worth it to me. Because I think Max, like Tony said in the scrum, has the best content of any streaming service. Like I enjoy Max the most. I think their
Mm.
movies the best. I think that their TV shows are the best. So I'm all in on HBO Max. I just
Are you
need them
also
to
are
go
you
ahead.
also are you also a Fulham fucking fan and a Jacksonville Jaguar fan too?
No, I'm not. No, I'm not. I don't. I'd like to know more. This next year, I'm going to really dive into soccer. I'm going to get into soccer one way or a fucking another. Because last year I watched the World Cup and I'm trying. I want to really make an effort because my son plays soccer and he's really been interested in it for a couple of years. So I'm really going to try and really make myself watch American soccer this year. Honestly, the women really got me into it last year. I don't know if you watched the American Women's Soccer League at all, but I don't know what it's called. I sound like a real fucking misogynist right now.
No,
But
I don't.
I was watching the KC Current last year a lot because they were on Max a bunch and they were
Mhm.
just feeding them to me all the time. And it's like, if you give me access to something, I will totally watch it. I don't. That's the easiest way to get me in is to present it to me and be like, hey, here's the KC Current, and I'd be like, okay, why not? What do I got to do on this Thursday night? The only thing that's on is TNA, and you know I'm not going to watch that fucking bullshit.
Yeah, no, no, but you're right, dude. This pay per view for it being so long, and that's not even counting the 0 hour too, because I believe if you count the 0 hour, that makes it into like a 6 hour fucking show.
Yeah,
And but dude, you're right. It had a little bit of everything. Like if you're a fan of pro wrestling, it had it all. It had women's matches, multi-person matches, tag team matches, technical matches. They even had the crazy fucking cage match at the very
hmm
end if you're into that stuff too. It had it all. And it had a lot of great shit in here that I really enjoyed. Surprisingly, match of the night for me was Swerve Strickland versus Okada.
Hey
I
man,
never thought I would say
hey
that in a
man, what
million
did what did I
years.
say? What did I say on your podcast? What did I say? I say he might not be the best person in the world when you make him cut a 10-minute monologue, but Swerve don't miss when it comes to a match. Put him in the ring and he's gonna fucking deliver every single time. And then you have Japan's Roman Reigns on the other side of that. So what do you expect from Okada? Like he's
I wasn't
the most
expecting much, to be honest, but I actually really enjoyed this match. That was match of the night for me. What was match of the night for you for
um,
Forbidden Door?
Hangman MJF, and I don't think it's close. So Hangman MJF for sure. I just think MJF is one of the best wrestlers we've seen in a really long time. I don't, he's right now blazing a trail where I asked someone today, how long does someone have to wrestle before you start using the word generational?
Hmm.
Because it feels like when we say the word generational, we would use it for someone like Roddy Piper in his prime, or Ric Flair in his prime, or you know what I mean? Like it usually refers to someone that's right in the prime of their life. And it feels like MJF is really hitting a stride right now of showing that he can do fucking everything. Like there's nothing he cannot do right now, and he's showing off. Like that match was just so brilliant. So brilliant. Like the timing, everything about that was so good. He made Hangman look like $1 million. And I really realistically thought he was going to lose to MJF. Like I told everybody, I was like, short championship, get ready. This is going down. Like they're going to put the belt on MJF. And
Hmm.
everybody was telling me, why would they do that? Why would they do that? But even in the middle of the match, I was like, man, MJF's going to win this fucking match, dude. And that's the magic of pro wrestling is when they start to make you believe that things that aren't possible are possible because there's no realistic reason why I should have thought that MJF was going to win that match.
Yeah,
Afterwards, I was like, why did I even consider this to be an idea? And it's because he's so fucking good that he had me believing that there was a chance.
yeah. I thought for sure I was gonna really enjoy that match with MJF because I'm like, man, if someone can have a good match with fucking Seabiscuit, Hangman Adam Page, is MJF, but I still enjoyed Okada versus Will Ospreay more than the World Heavyweight Championship match, and I'm willing to put this match with Swerve Strickland and Okada as one of the best matches I've seen Swerve Strickland had, and I'm gonna put
Mm.
this match over all those fucking matches Swerve Strickland had with Hangman, the Texas Death matches that Swerve has had. This match with
Brian
Okada and Swerve
Danielson
was a lot
swerve.
better.
That's my favorite match of him is Brian Danielson swerve, where he got the belt off of Brian Danielson. That
Hmm.
is one of those matches that just one of those matches and moments in wrestling where I remember exactly where I was. Like it was so special to me. Like that feeling you get when a match is so good that you're standing up during a match. You know what I mean? Like I
Yeah.
found myself getting out of my chair because I was so interested to see what would happen next, and I really had no idea. But that match with Okada, you're right, man. That's a absolute banger from Swerve Strickland, and he showed you why he's one of the top 5 wrestlers in AEW again. So,
Yeah, he did. He had a great match. I'm just so used to Swerve Strickland just doing like the really over the top stuff that it was nice to see him just have like a flat out just wrestling match, with no extra gaga or bullshit. And
mhm.
that kind of hurts me to say because I love MJF, but I did not really enjoy that match at all versus Hangman, to be honest, dude. To me, it just made no fucking sense. The
What do you mean?
entire match just made no sense.
What do you mean? What do you
So
mean?
it was interesting because a match with MJF and Hangman had the special stipulations, right? Where if there's a disqualification, the title changes, right? And stuff like that. Okay, so they were starting to do things where like, oh, Hangman Adam Page might cheat. MJF is um trying to convince Hangman like, hey, hit me with this, or like, doing little teases there where, oh, Hangman can't get disqualified, and that was interesting. And then they pulled out a table, and even the announcers were like, wait, what is Hangman doing? This doesn't make sense. Like, they can get disqualified if someone goes through a table. Don't do it. Be smart. And they do the table spot, and then the match continues. That's not a disqualification. Hangman fucking drove MJF through the table with the dead eye or red eye or whatever it's called, and
Well,
it's
it's the
like,
dead
oh,
eye.
that's not a
Well,
disqualification.
MJF got the table out, so you can't really blame Hangman. It's not like he got the table out and hit him with the table. The table was out by MJF, like he got the table out. I think the interesting part to me is that they're playing with this game of more than just wrestling. Like it's the emotions of the character that is Hangman, where in the past year he has had to figure out how to overcome these moments because these are the moments where he definitely would have snapped in the last year. Like his character has evolved so much because we went through all of this stuff with him where he's so much different than he was even 6 months ago. Because 6 months ago, he beat Christopher Daniels almost to death for basically nothing. Like, all Christopher Daniels said to him was like, hey man, maybe you maybe chill a little bit. And he was like, why don't I just beat your fucking head in? You know what
Mm-hmm.
I mean? Like, so it's the evolution of Hangman, but it's also MJF being a masterful heel and doing the things that nobody can handle. Like, imagine someone spits in your face. Like, how
Mm-hmm.
do you weather that when you have an anger problem, like Hangman does? Like, how do you weather someone saying, "Go ahead, brother," "Puh," and spitting in your face? Like, don't know about you, but that's my trigger. Like, you spit in my face, we're throwing fucking hands. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, that's
Dude,
all there is to it. Like,
but that was just the beginning. That was just the beginning. Like, what was the point of having that stipulation if it was just gonna go out the window anyway? And then the other thing that pissed me off was the referee. The referee is like telling Hangman, "Hey, don't do it. Don't hit him with the steel chair. Don't do this. Think about it. You know, you'll get disqualified." And I'm like, "Referee, mind your fucking business. Why are you like are you there? You're like coaching Hangman now? Are you the coach or are you the
he's a
referee?
character. He's a
Shut
part
the
of the
fuck
dance.
up."
He's a character, dude. He's part of the dance. He's there to enhance. That's his job. He's not a real referee. Like he's not doing anything. You know what I
I
mean? Like
know, but he is the referee in this dance or whatever you want to call it. Be a fucking referee. There was
that's a
a
valid
exposed.
criticism. That's a valid criticism of the referee, though. Was being a little fucking annoying. It's like, hey, shut the fuck up. Go sit down somewhere.
I'm just saying, dude. Like, there was an also spot where they did expose turnbuckle clearly in front of the referee. Again, no disqualification.
I
And
thought
then
the ref was knocked down during that. Are you sure the ref wasn't knocked down somewhere
no, he
or not
wasn't. The
paying?
referee
He
wasn't
wasn't.
knocked down until the very end where they did that finish where MJF clearly won 1, 2, 3.
Foot on the
And
rope.
right. But how many times have we seen in pro wrestling where the person's foot is on the rope and the match still
Well,
It gets
That's
called.
the
Okay,
yeah,
that's the
but
end of it.
that's the story of this whole thing though. That's what brings Mark Briscoe back. Like that's why he lost because we're gonna get this match with Mark Briscoe that we should get with MJF, and it's gonna be a hell of a banger, and it's gonna be at All Out. So we're looking for the future of this company, and Mark Briscoe needs a place to go and have a great match, and MJF is the best person for him to have that great match with. So this storyline between him and Mark Briscoe is not over, but he beat Mark Briscoe that same fucking way a week ago. The same fucking way. Mark Briscoe's leg was on the rope and the ref didn't see it. So the same fucking thing happened. And that's why they did that specific thing because it's like, oh, he's going to do the same shit he did to Briscoe and he's going to get away with it again. But he didn't get away with it this time because this is a big deal pay-per-view. We're not going to let him have the story like that. You know what I mean? So it's layering of storytelling, and I can understand why it's kind of like for someone that's not necessarily interested in the minutia of stories of AEW, like I can understand why it would be like, why are we doing this? You know what I mean? Or kind of looking for these types of little things. But for me, it was like a good building block to get us back to what we actually want. And what we're going to get is we're going to get a really, really bloody match between Mark Briscoe and MJF.
No, I get that, and I'm all for that. I'm all for adding more to the story, but like they should still approach these things like kind of like what we talked about last week. Just make it make sense, make it believable. Like I don't believe that the referee, like he counted for three, right? He did the three count,
Yeah.
and wrestling logic will tell you if when the referee counts to three and that bell
The
rings,
match is
it's
over.
done no matter what.
Did the
But this
bell
time,
ring?
no. But why didn't it ring?
Because they saw the announcer who has the bell saw it, and he ain't about to give MJF the run.
But when does that ever happen in pro wrestling?
I don't know. I don't know, but I enjoyed it. I don't want MJF to win that shit like that.
Oh man, but yeah,
Did
that's
you
why
um
I
did you
yeah.
happen to catch the scrum? Did you see Tony fixing this?
No, but I saw that he's now Tony Khan is now saying that MJF has to uh
Not
fucking cash
MJF,
in the contract.
everybody. Everybody who uses a
Oh,
contract, they're changing the way they do things in AEW, so it's not it's
okay.
he listens he's been listening to people and people have been complaining. That's what it is they're saying we don't like the way that people are using these contracts because they're getting them and they're holding them for a fucking year and they're using them all kinds of stupid dumb ways, and he essentially made it so hey, if you want to cash it in, there's it's not a money in the bank contract. You can't do it when someone's hurt. You can cash it in, but you got to wait a fucking week. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
Okay.
I like that. I like that. I think it gives them an add difference to be it just being another Money in the Bank because that's what he even said that he's like we don't want to do shit that's the same as other people are doing. Like we don't want to do the same things that everybody else is doing, and it had become just the Money in the Bank briefcase, which
Okay, that makes more sense then because I thought this was just like a thing for MJF, but if they're gonna do it like moving forward, then that's
yeah,
that's awesome.
yeah, so that's what it was. It's for everybody, and I don't think it's just MJF that caused this. I don't know if you remember the god awful Christian Cage run with it, where he had it for a
Hmm.
fucking year just hanging around, and it's
Hmm.
just like use that motherfucker, like get
Hmm.
rid of it, dog. Like what are we doing? So it's nice that we are moving in a direction where he's listening because that's what improves this company is hearing us and doing the things that make it better. And he's not afraid of criticism, and he's not afraid to change things when he doesn't think that things are working. But he's also not afraid to say, "Hey, man, like this is my fucking show, and if I want to have this on the show, I'm going to do it." Because a lot of people hate the Continental Classic, and I'm so glad that he's deciding to bring that shit back again next year because it's so fucking good, dude. Fuck everybody.
Markham. All right, let's talk about some more positive stuff because we started going down this negative rabbit hole when it comes to AEW Forbidden Door. But I know you were pretty happy about this. New tag team champions, Bro Dito. What the fuck? I was not expecting that. That's pretty
Yeah,
crazy.
dude. Yeah, dude. I didn't know. I learned some stuff in the post a lot actually about them. I didn't know that they were long-term friends. I thought this
Mm-hmm.
was a slap together tag team, and it turns out they've been friends for 10 years. And that's one of the reasons why they work so well together. I also didn't know that Brody King was trained by a luchador. Like his beginning training was via luchador. Like he has a very strong luchador background, and that's crazy for someone of his size to decide to wrestle training by a luchador. You know what I mean? Like that's nuts to me. But that's what Bandito said. He was like, they were like, "Why do you think that you guys fit?" And he's like, "He's a luchador. Like he was trained by a luchador. He has all the mannerisms of a luchador, and that's why we work well together because he understands how a luchador wrestles.
Mm-hmm.
He gets it, and
Yeah.
that's brilliant. And like, I really, honestly, I didn't like this match as much as I like the FDR Bandito match on Dynamite. Is it Dynamite? Yeah. I like that match much better, but you know why. We don't need to beat a dead horse at this point. You know why it was
Yeah.
better because we have two giant dudes that don't need to be there hanging around. So, um,
I really enjoyed this match, dude. For so many reasons. I was kind of happy that we got new tag team champions. That was cool.
and it's your boy.
Um, we saw an interesting run in from Ricochet and his crew, the light skinned fellows, whatever they call themselves. And
And
I
Gates
was
of
at
Agony.
first, thank you. And at first, I was a little bit confused by that, and it wasn't until Danielson pointed out something very interesting, which adds more to the story. They had an agreement, Ricochet and his boys with MJF, and they caused the Hurt Syndicate the tag team titles. So that's gonna all fall back on MJF eventually at some point.
Yep.
So that
Yep.
was interesting. What did you think about that?
Okay, so bunch of things. I'm wondering, we've talked at nauseum on your show about can Bobby Lashley have a good match? I'm wondering if MJF is the one to give him that. Like if they get a one-on-one match with how good he is, and we've never seen MJF have a bad match in AEW. I'm wondering if he can will Bobby Lashley to a five-star match from Dave Meltzer. That's my first question is he going to give Bobby Lashley his first five-star match? Um, I don't. I'm really, really glad that Ricochet showed up because Ricochet's been fucking great this last year. Like just from the facials the other night on Collision of him getting beat down is just hilarious to me. Like he's been so incredible, complete turnaround of a wrestler. And like Brant Danielson said, I mean, like this is the story. We're doing the stuff, and we wanted to get to where we're going, and I think that we're going to go Briscoe MJF, and then I think after Briscoe MJF, we're going to get Bobby Lashley MJF or Hurt Syndicate versus MJF, which makes me wonder, is he going to recruit them boys again? Is he going to grab Ricochet and the Gates of Agony again? And who's going to be the people that team up with Bobby Lashley? Who's going to be the person um, that goes into this war that they're going to have? I also got some really, really crazy insight from a friend today. Um, do you remember when Ricochet came in and his first run in with who he ran into almost immediately, the first week when he was in the company?
Swerve, right?
No, it was the Hurt Syndicate. He
Mm.
walked up to them and they
Oh
ripped the
shit.
fucking card in his face. Do you remember? He
Yeah, yeah,
had their
yeah.
card. He goes, "Hey, I got your card," and they ripped it up right in his face, dogged his ass.
Mm-hmm.
So everything comes full circle, man. Everything comes full circle.
That's right. Good point. But yeah, man, this match was great. I love FTR. I'm a huge fan of Bandito. Obviously a huge fan of Hurt Syndicate. It was dope match. This run in, the storytelling here was amazing, and they build up to the finish so great. I was at the edge of my seat, and then the finish, dude. I don't know what happened in the finish. I don't know if Bandito he like over rotated in the pin, but he messed up the pin. The referee had to stop the count at some point, and then Cash Wheeler was about to break the count, but then he didn't, and it just kind of took a lot of like the big moment out of that big finish. It was kind of like, oh shit! Did you see that by any chance?
Um, I don't know if I think that he missed the spot as much as you did, and I don't know if it was as much of a botch as you're making it seem here. I also think that that's plausible deniability that Cash is trying so hard to get into there to stop it, and he can't get there in time. So I think that adds a little bit more realism to wrestling, which most fans are clamoring for. Let's make this more real. Let's make this more real. Um, we learned this week that we don't always need it to be more real, though. So um, I think that that wasn't the worst thing in the world. I don't know. I didn't have as much of a problem with it as you did. I thought it was fine. I love the spot of him flipping him over off of his feet. Like I think that's a really cool spot that they definitely need to work on a little bit more, maybe make it more crisp. But
Mm-hmm.
it's again, Bandito's doing shit that you've never fucking seen before. It's bound
Mm-hmm.
occasionally to not be perfect. Like you can't expect him to do jaw dropping shit every week and expect it to be perfect every single week because he's doing shit that's like, have you ever seen that? Like just that move in general. Have you ever seen that move in your life? I haven't.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So he's taking swings, and that's the hallmark of Tony Khan is he's gonna put you in there and he's gonna let you take a swing, and if you hit the ball, you're gonna continue to roll, and we're gonna do it again next week, and if you hit the ball again, we're gonna do it again next week. And I don't think it was the worst thing in the world. I think we've seen much worse in the last year,
No, yeah,
and
no. I'm a huge fan of Bandito. I'm not trying to take anything away from him or saying that he fucked up. I shit happens in the ring. I get it. Bandito's fucking great. I've become a huge fan of Bandito, but I'm like, out of all places, out of all the spots, out of anywhere during that match was perfect from Bandito, but where it was just bad luck where it just happened to be
yeah,
at the very end at the most important part of the match, and it
right.
was just like, oh man, it was kind of disappointing. But yeah,
I
that's
wasn't
just
expecting it to end there, if I'm being honest. Like my feeling was that I was surprised that it ended there. Like it was a little bit of a quick ending almost. Like maybe I would have given it one more kick out, but I don't know. I'm not a booker, and I thought the match was great. Like, and I hate tag team wrestling, so for me to
hmm
like it is me basically saying, "Wow, I liked something I hate." Because I typically, unless FTR is there and they are, or I usually almost always don't even want to watch a tag team match. Like most
yeah.
of the time, if it's a tag team match, I'll just leave and go do something else.
All right, well, let's talk about another tag team match. Speaking of, making things more real, how did you feel about Christian Cage and Adam Copeland's match teaming up once again after I don't know how long it's been?
I mean, they look good, man. Let's get them to the real match now, dude. Let's get them to the match we actually fucking want. You know what I mean? It's all building to the good match. That's FTR and Edge and Christian. That's what we really want, right? Like, so let's get this fucking shit out of the way and move on to the bigger and better shit, right?
Yeah, that's kind of how I felt too. I was kind of glad this match was over. This is I don't think Kip
The only
Sabian.
reason we did it is because Kip Sabian's from England. That's the
Okay.
only reason we did this is for Kip Sabian to get his hometown pop. And he's worked really, really hard as a background character and as a mid Carter. Let's call it what it is. Kip Sabian's worked really hard as a mid Carter to enhance everybody around him and make other people better, and he never wins. So occasionally it's nice to let Kip Sabian get to wrestle in his hometown on a pay-per-view. It's kind of like what WWE does with someone like Zelina Vega. They're like, "Here, we're here. Why don't we just go ahead and put Zelina Vega in this match?" You know?
Yeah, I just felt like Kip Sabian and Luchasaurus or Killswitch, they're just not a good tag team, which is kind of funny to say because in the ring they were telling that story that they were having miscommunication and they weren't really getting along. And that's kind of like the reality of things was like they kind of suck together as a
Do
tag
you know what
team.
they're doing? Do you know what they're doing?
No.
Do you get it? They're turning Luchasaurus face again. That's what's happening. They're giving you the groundwork to number one get Copeland and Christian away from them, but also they're working on turning Luchasaurus face again because they're going to bring Jack Perry back, bub.
I mean, they didn't have to work to turn Luchasaurus babyface. I mean, Luchasaurus came back after being gone for a really long time, after being mistreated by the big bad evil heel Christian Cage. It was
Man,
natural for Luchasaurus to come back
no,
and get
no,
the
no, no, no,
babyface
no.
pop.
We're not going to do this because when we did this with Adam Cole, he came back a face and the whole world fucking burned and everyone was so mad that they didn't finish the storyline and let him finish being a heel and turn face. No, we're not going to do this again. He had to come back as a heel. He's got to figure out how to get out of being a heel. It's the only way it works. Otherwise, people like JD from New York are going to poop their pants.
JD,
It's the only way. It's
because
the only way. He's going to poop
this
his
was
pants.
this was my first thought of when I saw this match, which was the opening match. It was getting started. First, I believe we saw Luchasaurus and Kip Sabian come out. Or no, who came out first? I can't remember in the
I don't
entrances.
know. I
Okay,
don't
doesn't matter. Point is, when I was seeing the entrances, I was like, okay, Adam Copeland is the babyface. Christian Cage made it clear that he's not going to change, which means he's a heel still, but he's like kind of a babyface, but not. He's like a tweener now because he's teaming up with Adam Copeland, but he's still an asshole. So the people are
right.
still cheering for him and still booing for Christian Cage. Okay. Versus Kip Sabian, who is clearly the heel. Luchasaurus comes out, and the people don't know to either boo him or cheer him because they're happy that he's back. But he was mistreated by Christian Cage, who used to be a heel, but he's now kind of a babyface. And I'm just like, what the fuck is going on here? That's how I was feeling at the start of this match.
We're getting everybody to where they need to go. Just patience, man. Breathe. Everything's gonna be fine. Wrestling isn't always so perfect, you know. We got a
No,
lot
this
of
was definitely
moving. They
not.
got a lot of moving forbidden doors right now, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. How'd you feel about Wardlow returning? We had one big major return in Wardlow.
Well, it tells me that Brian Cage is not coming back anytime soon, so he's gonna fill the Brian Cage void while he's gone, and he's gonna team with
Mm.
that other big, boring piece of shit. I shouldn't have said that. That's mean. That's not nice. He's gonna team with that other big guy,
Lance Archer.
and they're gonna be boring somewhere. So I hate that style of wrestling. Like I've never been a big Wardlow guy. He's never really done it for me. I was excited to see him, but it's whatever. It's fine.
What was he doing before? I don't even remember. I was like, was Wardlow involved with the Don Callis family before? I don't even remember. It's been so
No.
long.
Mm, what was he doing? I can't remember. I don't remember. I used to do a podcast with the guy that was his favorite wrestler, dude. He loved
Hmm.
Wardlow. I just don't get it. Like I hope for Wardlow's sake that Don Callis can make something out of him because it has been. Remember what I said earlier about going to the plate and swinging?
Hmm.
He perpetually strikes out every time he gets to the plate. It's like a work of art how often he strikes out. Like he just gets up there and then it's so bad. It's like Michael Jordan in Space Jam. Get this guy a tennis racket. You know
Damn,
what I
that's
mean?
wild.
Like it's rough out here.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's talk about the main event now, Taylor. That
Let
fucking
me
thing.
let me say before we get into this, I'm gonna go ahead and guess the thing that you hated the most. You hated the ear thing.
No, that's not the thing that I hated the most. No.
Okay, what's the thing
Guess
you hated the
again.
most about it? Okay, let me try again. Um, you hated the Darby Allen spot onto the table.
No.
Okay, well, what did you hate? Let's go. I don't want to do this. Is bad podcasting if I just keep guessing but wrong guesses.
One
So,
more try. One more try.
okay, let's try this again. You hated the ending with Will Ospreay getting beat down.
No. All right.
Okay,
The worst thing about this whole entire thing, even though all those things too were pretty ridiculous, was the stupid fucking gummy bear spot.
hey, it's part of the story, man. They asked him for fucking a really dangerous object, and they're not fucking getting respected right now. So they gave them a fucking gummy bears. It's the opposite of what they asked for. It's the same as them asking for their old music, and they give them their really really old music, or hey, can you set us up with a cool entrance? And they name them Rod and Todd from The Simpsons. It's all
Does it?
part of this reoccurring joke that they're playing on the Bucks, and the Bucks are doing this. This is all the Bucks idea. Like I promise you, the Bucks were like, wouldn't it be funny if instead of tax in this bag, it's gummy bears? And I thought it was really funny that Will Ospreay did a spot on him and then took a gummy bear and ate it. That popped me, to be
Yeah. See,
honest.
that's
Like
the problem. It's a joke and it's funny, and this is supposed to be one of the
it's
most
fun.
dangerous matches ever, and this is
Why can't you have
so
fun? You don't like fun anymore?
not when it's like this is a no sanction match and this is the worst of the worst, and then Darby is over there getting his ear ripped out of his head, and then the
Yeah.
Young Bucks are selling, oh, don't put me through the gummies.
That's hilarious. It's so funny. I just want to just recite some SpongeBob lyrics for you if you got a second. And maybe
Okay.
this will change your mind on this match. F is for friends who do stuff together. U is for you and me. N is for anywhere and anytime at all down here in the deep blue sea. They're just trying to have fun in wrestling. Like people like you are the problem with wrestling today. Y'all don't know how to enjoy things. Like everything's gonna be so goddamn serious. Like come on, man, laugh a little bit. Do you not like comedy movies? Do you not like to smile? What's going on? Just who hurt you?
I laugh, I smile when the shit is good and it's not fucking ridiculous.
It's
That's when I
funny.
laugh.
It's a funny spot, dude. It's
I
funny.
get
You what?
I get
Ha,
happy when this shit actually makes sense. That's what makes me happy. That's what
you know
gives
what
me
makes me
joy.
happy? Things I've never seen in wrestling. And you know something I've never seen in a death match? Gummy bears.
Because it doesn't make sense.
I mean, it does make sense. It's their characters. The backstage guys are tired of them because they're EVP assholes, and they've fucked over everybody for the last year. They've been dickheads to fucking everybody. So now the entire backstage crew, who they need to help them, like those are the guys that get all the shit, put it under the ring, do the entrances, do the pyro, do their music. Those are the guys that they've fucked over for the last year. So those are the guys that are going to be like, all right, you guys aren't fucking EVPs anymore. Watch this shit. It's a running joke, but it's a funny joke to be like, okay, you were dicks to us. You need something fucking dangerous? I got something dangerous for your fucking ass. They'll give you diabetes.
Why won't they just make their own shit and put it under the ring themselves? That would have been
Because
way
they
more believable.
because the character is still that they're fucking pompous assholes and they think that they're still the shit and they're not EVPs anymore. So the feeling is in their minds that hey man, like we started this company. Y'all should fucking respect us more. Otherwise your asses wouldn't have a fucking job backstage. And the people
Yeah.
backstage are like, "Shut up, Rod and Todd."
Yeah, I mean, when it comes to everything else, the table spot, the ear thing, I don't expect anything less from Darby Allin. I'm to the
Yeah.
point where I don't even feel bad for Darby Allin. Like,
You shouldn't.
this
I
dude is
thought he.
clearly,
This one worried me. The table spot worried me a little bit. I thought he legitimately hurt himself. So the table spot, and I mean, that's typical. But I thought there was some really cool moments in this, especially when they're all hitting jumps simultaneously, one after another, all doing their shit. And I also think that the hidden blade V trigger is fucking nasty work. Like that is a beautiful work of art that we were gifted with. The combo of Kenny Omega and Will Ospreay together is like Goku and Vegeta fighting one person. Magic.
yeah. Um, and then, yeah, the whole thing, the second thing that I hated the most about this whole thing was the Will Osprey, where they wrote him off basically, and he was selling the neck the entire time through the match. So, I mean, we kind of already knew. He said that, after Forbidden Door, he was going to go away
Yeah.
to get surgery, right?
So I
So,
don't
why?
necessarily think that we needed to do that. I would be in
Yeah.
agreement that we don't necessarily need to do that. Here's my only thinking. So, um, everybody hates the Death Riders, and they don't hate them because they're good heels. They hate them because they hate them.
Hmm.
So, in my mind, the way to make people hate you again is to destroy the most lovable babyface in AEW. Everybody loves him. He's the biggest face in the company, and they obliterate him and put him on a stretcher. That's heel heat. right?
Yeah, but I would
So,
argue that
or an
Hangman
attempt
Adam
at,
Page. I would argue Hangman Adam Page is still the biggest heel in the I mean, the biggest baby face in the company.
I don't agree. I think that Will Ospreay far and away is the biggest heel in the company.
He should
Or
be.
face.
Will
I mean face.
Osprey.
We keep saying heel. He's the biggest
Yeah,
face in the company.
Will Osprey should be the biggest baby face in the company, but that's not the case, unfortunately. At least
Well,
I
I
don't
don't
think
know.
so.
I think he is. I think Hangman's is an interesting character dynamic, but I don't know if I would consider him the best face in the company when he's still a lot of times dealing with the idea of should I do the right thing or the wrong thing? And even in that match, he executed fucking MJF with that contract like it was his fucking job. That's
That's
not a face
actually
thing to do. That's not a face thing to do
that's
at all.
actually a good poll that I'm gonna do on social media after this. Who is the bigger baby face in AEW? Will Osprey or Hangman Adam Page?
Will
I think
Ospreay would
that'll
never use a prop to destroy somebody in a match. So just so you know, like if you're wondering, the answer is totally Will Ospreay because Will Ospreay would never take that contract and bash MJF over the face with it.
Yeah, well, we'll see about that. I also I don't think Will Osprey will fucking set someone's house on fire, but
Maybe.
um, but yeah, so unnecessary I thought, and also it also didn't make any sense because Will Osprey's entire team left the cage and the ring, and they left them standing there alone with these fucking five
Yeah.
lunatics, and then when Will Osprey was getting beat up, everyone was just standing there watching, and they
They're
let
trying to
them
get back
lock the
in.
door.
The cage is closed. They can't get in.
Yeah, it just looked ridiculous. The only
It's pro
person that
wrestling.
had any sense was Samoa Joe. When he came out, he was like, "What the fuck? Raise the cage! What are y'all
Yeah,
doing?
race the fucking
Like,
cage,
what the
dog.
fuck?" We even seen Marina Shafir climb the cage, which the cage wasn't like a fucking 20-foot tall cage. It
Yeah.
was like half the size. She easily climbed over, but everyone else was just like, "Oh, we can't get through." Like, man, this is fucking whatever.
Yeah, I agree. I think that there's I don't know. I didn't kill the match for me in the moment, but like looking back, maybe we could have had I mean Samoa Joe ain't climbing that cage.
Why not? He could. The cage
No, he
wasn't
couldn't.
that tall.
No, he couldn't.
Eh,
I don't believe
fair
Samoa
enough.
Joe getting up that cage. Honestly, I'm gonna climb that cage faster than Samoa Joe is.
I mean, if Marina Shafir can do it, I don't see why Samoa
She's
Joe
in
can't.
great physical shape, man. Don't
Wow, you're
discount
are you body
Marina.
shaming my boy Samoa Joe? I would not
Hey, man,
allow that.
I love Samoa Joe, dude. Don't get me wrong, but in the immortal words of Scott Steiner, he's fat.
Right on, Taylor. Anything else that we missed that you it's worth mentioning because we didn't talk about everything, but we talked about the most
Um,
important things.
Not a lot, except for that Mercedes is Mercedes. 9 belts, baby.
Such a terrible match. The worst
Hey,
match of the
man,
night.
I got her shirt
The
on tonight.
worst.
I got her shirt on tonight, just so you know. If you're wondering, I have a Mercedes Monet shirt on. I wanted to rep that for you tonight so you knew who the best women's wrestler in the world is.
I was kind of hoping we would not mention her name at all whatsoever,
That
but
Tony Storm match fucked too. It was a great match.
eh.
So,
All right.
women's wrestling is alive and well in AEW and nowhere else.
Fuck you. Taylor, do you want to plug anything before we dip out of here?
No, not really. Just go to my YouTube channel if you have time, Jaded Wrasslin TV. If you want to go follow me on TikTok, I'll post videos on there too. But if not, whatever. It's all good. Y'all fuck off.
Have a good one. My name is Edgar. I'm the host. We'll see you next time. Thanks again, Taylor from Jaded Wrestling TV.
Peace.